R&B divas, and for those of us who enjoy listening to R&B divas, get in here. It's time that we have the talk. Let's talk. What's up, everybody out there? How you doing? Thank you guys so much for tuning in over here to Peppy's Point of View, and I'm yours truly, Peppy. Let's just dive right into it. I'm not going to keep you guys long at all. Go out and make sure that you support Gladys Knight's book, Between Each Line of Pain and Glory. It was released, I think, back in 2009. Did I say that? It was 2009 when the book came out. Oh, excuse me. That was Faith Evans' book, 2009. This book came out in 1996, okay? I'm reading her for the month of August. Sorry. So go out and support her for August. It's going to be a part of my Divas with Books Club. Thank you, Glenn Rushy. So much for that. That play on words. I like that. Probably wasn't intentional, but he did it anyway. So thank you. Oh, Lord. I tell you, we're about to have a real heart-to-heart talk. That's why I asked for R&B divas. I'm serious. It's time to have the talk. It's time to have the talk with those of us who enjoy listening to R&B divas. It's time. And shout out to DT in the comments section who has been commenting a lot. And I appreciate you for that. I'm going to say I think you're a male. I could be wrong. You could be a female. But I'm going to say you're a male. All right, for whatever reason. I think so. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I also want to say that for whatever reason, I know people watch. I do know that. While a lot of people don't leave comments, I don't know. It's just what it is. I'm not going to try to lean to my own understanding regarding that. It is what it is. I move on. It's what it is. But I think we need to have this discussion. And I do think it's time to really flood the comments with about this particular topic. I just posted a video regarding Rachelle Ferrell. And the video is the one with the statement that said, unfortunately, Rachelle Ferrell, you're wonderful, but unfortunately, we have filled our roster for Black female vocalists, okay? And DT went down in the comment section. I'm sorry. And made a comment about it and then said, hey, I would like to get your take on this. What do you think? And would you do, post a video about it? I was like, okay, sure. I think I can handle that. Let me also say this, and it is thundering, and I do believe the Lord is about to open up the sky. So if you hear any rumbling, that's thunder. It's happening, okay? Whew. So anywho, I want you guys to understand something about me. I purposely try not to talk about those issues. I try to just stick with music, the music I enjoy. I do know that if I say certain things, then a lot of people probably would comment. I'm not the one to go back and forth with people. We call it low level, toxic, whatever you want to call it. That's just not my style. I work too hard in my own individual life to keep myself, at peace and at ease and deal with my own personal things that I don't have time for that. Honestly, I'm truly one of those people. What you see right here is what you get. I don't have time. I don't pretend. I am too wonderful and fabulous of just my individual self. I don't need to pretend. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I already know I have it going on, And also too, doing this now, I would do this in my private life, talk about these things with people who I know. And long story short, short story long, I just said, okay, well, let me do this on a broader scale, And so I purposely, as I said, not talk about certain topics because I know I deal with real people. I'm a counselor, all right? I do this. So number one, I'm a counselor. Now let me take that back. Number one, I'm just an easygoing person. Like that's just who I am, my personality. I'm just easygoing. I don't meet a stranger. I will talk. All right. And we can talk about a whole lot of things. Doesn't mean that I'm necessarily sharing my things with you. But for the most part, no subject is off limits with me, because I've had to deal with some real tough things, even at an early age. So for me, it's like, okay, well, we can talk about it. The other thing is too, is because of the way in which I was raised. I was raised where you treat people well. You just do. It's just how I was raised. My mother, as I said before, was she was the lady in our neighborhood. It was nothing for my mother to be cooking, and all of a sudden she'll call me in, or one of us ends and say, "Hey, take this plate down the street to so and so." I'm like, "Huh?" I didn't think anything about it, and so I take the plate down there, and it wasn't that the person was, how can I say it? Couldn't afford things, but my mom was the type of person, especially if it was someone older, she'd tell me to take the plate to them, and I would. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then not only that, but because I love the Lord, I understand, do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. And then being a counselor, if I can help you, I'm definitely not going to do any harm. You understand? So with all of this piled up, I just try to make sure that I live at ease and at peace as much as I possibly can. So when you mount a platform such as this, I am definitely aware that there are some things that people can say that could make people feel uneasy because people are already dealing with their own ish. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm going to talk about this topic today because it's a discussion that I think we really and truly need to have. All right. And it is centered around R&B divas, but it's also centered around people in entertainment, just in general. And I think it's time. And so, DT, shout out to you for bringing it up. And I'm going to talk about it. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. So let me put my disclaimer out there that basically says this here is for entertainment purposes only, okay? And this here is not, like I said, it's not to make anyone look bad. It's not. But it's definitely, worthy of a discussion. So DT says, I agree with your response to some extent, where you say any artist is not hard to promote. I don't think any artist is hard to promote. I just really and truly don't. I understand that being in the States, being, in these United States, on over here, America, I understand that we live in a capitalistic society. Okay. And as much as we want to say we are United States, we are definitely divided. Whew. We are divided on so many lines. I mean, it's a lot of division. There's not a lot of unity. It's just what it is. And let's start right there. It's not hard for an artist to be promoted. I don't think so. But yet, I use this artist as an example just because I've talked about this artist and it come to the top of my head. Alexander O'Neal. I did a post where Alexander O'Neal said this is his farewell tour that he's on. And he's toured over in Europe. I don't know if the tour have the opportunity. I don't know if he'll have the opportunity to tour over here. I'm not quite sure about any shows he does over here. But there he is over in Europe touring. He's about to buy out, right? For whatever reason. You know, he's about to say, okay, this is it. I'm done. Why? Meaning why over there and not over here? I talked about, what's her name? What's that lady's name? Karen Wheeler. Soul to Soul. And all of the artists over in the UK who probably do have some success before they get to America. But everybody wants to come to America because that's when you've made it. You've made it when you get here, you know, your record sales and all that stuff. Tina Turner, bless her heart. And we could talk about all of the layers of Tina Turner, right? First of all, Tina Turner has said what? She says she doesn't consider herself to be attractive. You know, she's not this gorgeous individual. I'm talking about within herself. That's how she feels. I think she says she don't think she looks bad, but she's not a beautiful person. You understand? Like she's not drop dead gorgeous. She doesn't feel that way. Oh, I know what you're about to say. You are about to say, well, but the legs, right? And all of the things that we have learned to appreciate about her. Okay. Mm-hmm. She told us goodbye a long time ago. You understand what I'm saying? She was like, I'm out of here. She also said, Tina Turner, I am not rock and roll. You labeled me that. I'm not the queen of rock and roll. You guys labeled me that. Radio stations, they think that my music is black music. And if you watch several of the documentaries, then there was one, and I can't remember which one I was watching that day, but she was making she made the comment, or was it her manager made the comment as they were preparing. She secured the record deal that was trying to, you know, come together to promote the album. I remember years ago, Tina Turner, now this stuff is coming back to me. I remember Tina Turner saying years ago that when she did get the record deal, that they was trying to get her to sing like the Pointer Sisters types of music. And she was like, I didn't want to do the Pointer Sisters, you know, type of music. Okay. And so then, if I'm not mistaken, I recall her saying, now the manager saying that when the executives changed over at her record company, they were getting ready to drop her from the label. They just went down their rosters and just said, okay, well, what are we going to do with her? What we're doing here? And the manager was like, fell out on the floor and just basically said, no, you can't do this to her. You can't. As a matter of fact, I'm just going by what was said. I believe they called her a 40-year-old or 50-year-old. The guy said, you know, douchebag. Seriously. Black woman, like over the hill black woman. But we're talking about promotion. It's hard. I'm saying it should be easy to promote anyone, but that's what was said about Tina Turner. And the process of her recording What's Love Got to Do with It. And then Tina Turner says or the manager says, if we're going to get the record that we think we want to make, we need to make, then we have to go, we have to come up out of the States to do it. And that's what happened. And then we get the album Private Dancer, which I have it, by the way. I ought to pull it out of here. Let me reach down here. See, y'all making me get my music up out of here. I think I had a Private Dancer CD cover in here somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, do you understand what I'm saying? Tina Turner. I ain't gonna look for it because, see, I'm on the roll. Let me stop. Y'all know how, if you watch me enough, you know how I get sidetracked in a heartbeat. But anyway, let me stop. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what happened to Tina Turner. Tina Turner had to go overseas to record an album. And the record company wasn't supportive. They was about to drop her. She recorded the album. The record company is not interested in promoting her. What are we going to do with a 40-year-old douchebag? And you go into this. You go into this with your heart and your soul is what you do. And then you don't think that this has a lot to do with capitalism, sexism, racism, prejudice, stereotypes. And then you go and you promote it. You promote it? Or do you? What do you do? And then her record catch wind, if you will. A sensation. The Private Dancer CD or album or cassette or whatever you want to call it. And even after she does what she does, but you're not rock and roll. This is black. This black music. What are we gonna do with this? Oh, but it gets better. Talk about Tina Turner. It gets better because then her album sales in America kind of dwindles eventually. But she sells out over there. She sells out in the UK. She keeps, breaking records. What is the name of Cheers? You want to go where everybody knows your name. You want to go where everybody knows your name. I'm going where I can feel appreciated and do what I love to do, but yet everybody still longs to be that American sensation. What did Tina Turner say? Well, I'm not as big as Madonna. Not over here. I'm not as big as Madonna. I'm not that artist over here. So any artist should be easy to promote, right? Any artist should be easy to promote. Oh, it gets even better. Jennifer Holliday. What was said about Jennifer Holliday? We're gonna flat out tell you in your face, baby. We're not going to do a video for you. You just too big, lady. It's too much weight. What are we gonna do? You're not attractive. You're not attractive at all. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like the weight alone has a Grammy Award, a #1 hit song. We're not promoting you. You're not attractive. I'm not making this up. It's out there. It's not me. See, that's what I said. Sometimes, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. What good is it? These artists have said these things time and time again. I mean, I didn't bring it up. I just want to talk about music. Did Jennifer Holliday. You don't think that does something to a person? You don't think that does something to Tina Turner? Just in general, you don't think? That's why I say I'm mindful. I try to be mindful. When I tell you I love you, but God loves you best, I mean it. You know, I appreciate it. Thank you for the soundtrack of my life, you ladies. And because we're talking about R&B divas, but just in general, I got some soul men back here too. You understand what I'm saying? Soundtrack of my life. Jennifer Holliday. How dare you say that to Jennifer Holliday? So we become, let me stop. Let me go on the flow. I could just name them all over and over again. Just over and over again. Jennifer Holliday. Can't do this, baby. Patti LaBelle. What are we going to do with you, child? You are not attractive. But oh, that voice came out beautiful. I'm going to call you Belle. And then towards the early 80s, she cracks her nose into. Yeah. She has a nose done. I mean, it's what it is. Patti LaBelle. Oh, it gets better. A'ngela Winbush. Yeah, A'ngela Winbush. Now, we know A'ngela Winbush is like the total package. Y'all know how I feel about my A'ngela Winbush. You know, y'all know it's like gets no better for me. You know, but really, writing and producing all those songs, writing and producing those songs, gold records, #1 singles, not just for her, other artists as well. And guess what? We're going to give you half the budget. We're going to give you half that budget, A'ngela. Why? Why are you going to give me half the budget? You're a woman, and then you're a black woman. I mean, I'll give you half the budget, A'ngela. Then she still cranks out gold albums. Okay. Can I have some more money, please? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm talking about it. Thank you, DT. I'll talk about it. I can say, I don't know how long this video gonna go. We just gonna keep rolling. Woo, child. And there she is, writing and producing. Oh, see, I know how people think. Well, it wasn't all over the pop charts. Yeah, I mean, you know, those records was gold and they was just in the top 5 of the R&B charts. You know, it wasn't crossed over. But the thing that frustrates me the most about A'ngela Winbush's career, I'm just going to be honest, the thing that frustrates me the most is the fact that I follow this lady's career, right? See all of the things that she's done. Even in the Isley Brothers catalog, all the things she's done. And yet when you mention the Isley Brothers, no matter what, even when she was married to Ron Isley, all you got was maybe 1 or 2 sentences. Oh, and he worked with his wife, producer, whatever, A'ngela Winbush. But now, whoa, as soon as R. Kelly got into the picture, soon as R. Kelly got into the picture, oh, everything is wonderful. Everything's fantastic. Everything is just, it is what it is. I'm just talking about me personally, what I've seen. I'm rather read. It frustrates me. Just to see, I'm like, wait a minute, what? Okay. This lady kept this group relevant all those years. She kept the Isley brothers relevant in a male-dominated business at that. Mm-hmm. Just read Joyce Cinderella Irby's book. Where you at, Joyce? I just read Joyce Cinderella Irby's book. I just said, she said it. Don't get mad at me. Read this book. She'll tell you all the frustration she had in her career regarding some of the men in the business. Lady is frustrated. Do you understand what I'm saying? Talk about people in the business saying to her, we're not giving you your gold albums and your platinum albums. We're not giving you those things. Don't give her one. What? Huh? She said it. I mean, I'm not even a messenger. I'm just reading it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's just some of the things that I'm just talking about in general. Like when we're talking about easy to promote, we're still on there. I haven't deviated at all from what I want to talk about. I said, I don't know how long the video is going to go. You're going to have to just stick around. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting, isn't it? How frustrating it can be in the business for our R&B divas. Yeah. So yeah, any artist is easy to promote, but when we're going in with this mind frame of I got to dangle the carrot in front of you. Wait a minute. Yes, you're female and you sound great, but you're black. Mm-hmm. You're 40. What are we gonna do with this? And then I'm sorry, I had to laugh because then you blame the artist. You blame the artist, for being a black female. Like, it'd be great if you were white. Really, truly. Check this out. I don't talk about it a lot. Same thing with Mickey Howard. Well, what do you mean about Mickey Howard? Well, Mickey Howard was talking about another pop diva. Listen here. I can go to the same venue and perform at the same venue, and I am not going to get paid the same amount of money that Taylor Dayne gets paid. Any artist should be easy to promote. Any artist. I'm going to stop at this one. I'm going to go back to Patti LaBelle. I was listening to this song probably yesterday. I was listening to this song by Patti LaBelle yesterday. If you ask me to. Whew. So there I am. Hadn't, read up on the credits in a while. So there I am. I'm clicking. And I just thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. Patti LaBelle. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Ooh, child. Patti LaBelle records a Diane Warren song, If You Ask Me To, and releases it in 1989. James Bond movie. You would think this song would be a huge hit for her, right? What, top 10 on the R&B charts? I'm not quite sure what it did on the pop charts. Probably top 40, maybe top 40. That's neither here nor there. Celine Dion records the same song, what, about 3-4 years later? Maybe, if not sooner. And all of a sudden, this song is like the best song ever. Baby, didn't I just record that song? And it's a hit for her. It's not a hit for me. And it's not that you did anything that spectacular with the song. It's pretty much the same song, like you didn't change up anything. And any artist is easy to promote. It's like, I'm just saying. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's what it is. Their music or voice should be all they need to reach the stars of success. Once you push the music and voice forward, front and center, it should be enough itself to be appreciated and led the artist to blow up. I just don't think that is being realistic. Now, I'm just saying, DT asked me to do this, you guys. I don't think it's being realistic. It's not being realistic? What do you mean? It's not being realistic. I would say this out of respect for everyone involved. But since DT asked, I'm going to say this. DT, you sound like an executive. Okay? I don't know much about you, DT. I don't know nothing about you, but I'm just saying, you come off like you're an executive. You know, the mind frame of an executive. You know, like I would say this about another person when I was on the Time Capsules podcast. There was someone on their Surge, and I would always make fun of him. Well, I wouldn't say I make fun of him, but I would always just be like, "Okay, Surge, you're Mr. Executive, Surge," because while I understand his points of view on things, I really truly do, but I'm like, come on now. So you're coming off with this executive mind frame, like you're not being realistic. Realistic about what, though, DT? I would say, like, what are we not being realistic about? It should be enough itself to be appreciated and led the artist to, have success. I just don't think that is being realistic. And I do not think it was the case when Rochelle Farrell came out. She had great music. At least to me, that Rochelle Farrell's self-titled album is an absolute masterpiece, cover to cover. I have to agree with you. And there was no question she had a great voice. Then let's talk. Let's talk right there, because we're going back to something, right? We are. We're going back to something. And I don't want to go back to this, but I think it's worth discussing. And what is worth discussing? Well, let's go back to MTV. See, I'm going to be on DT's side, executive side. And I'm going to say he's correct. Because now I have to get into the executive seat, don't I? I have to sit myself down in the executive seat as an executive, as someone who is, let's just say, an A&R individual, or let's just say I'm the president of this record company or this division in this record company. Usually a Black division, right? Right? You have, the record company, and maybe the pop artists, the major pop artists are on the record company, but the Black artists, they're part of the Black division, right? And so, as a record executive, president of the division, I have a complex situation on my hand, don't I? And not only do I have a complex situation on my hand, I have a talented artist in front of me, or someone who I feel like I can develop and do well. How do I market this? Because now I have to think realistically, because I am not the artist. The artist is in my hand, right? I am trying to navigate the artist's career. And by the way, the artist is going to show up, right? The artist is going to show up already with certain expectations herself. I don't want to be seen like this. I want to do this. This is the kind of music I want to sing. I don't want to wear that. I don't want to represent this. Blah, blah, blah. And now the executive has to navigate through all of that and say, trust me, I know what I'm doing. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I'll just let it flow. We're going to let this flow. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Why I bring up Faith? Because I just read her book. She talks about it in her book. Yeah, Faith does. She talks about it in her book. What does Faith say? Faith says, there I am. I'm in. I just show up to the video shoot for Biggie's video. Puffs comes up to me and he says, this is not how, you can't be in this video. Well, I can't be in the video. This is not how I want to break you into the business. Like, I don't want people to see you this way. This is not going to be, how you need to be introduced. But that's my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my man. Like, I don't see what's wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the executive has to maneuver you through all of this. And now there's tension because she's new in the business, so to speak, right? So now there's tension. There's tension because, is he for me? Is he against me? I don't see it the way he sees it right now. And now the executive is frustrated. The executive. Man, I don't know what's wrong with Faith. What is it? Man, she's just difficult to work with. I'm trying to show her what to do, or how to, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And the executive is not thinking like that. I'm sorry, I'm about to spit my drink. Seriously. There's not one that I could think of in my head that will absolutely think in a sensible way that she's probably not being difficult. It's funny. I'm about to laugh, but it's a shame. It's a shame because I deal with what I would call common sense human feelings. She's like, what? There's probably a whole lot of narcissism in the business. You understand what I'm saying? So it's funny. You're going to do what I say. I own you. You know what I'm saying? I got the contract. Do what I tell you to do, right? Seriously. And you're like, what the world? What is wrong with him? And I'm not talking about Puffy. I'm talking about just executives in general, right? Man, I can't deal with this. Shut it down, y'all. Just shut it down. Oh, I almost got sidetracked. What I was talking about? Yeah, having a great voice and the artist showing up. I'm sorry, but do you get where I'm going? Are you picking up what I'm putting down already? And I haven't even just got into the meat and potatoes of this thing. Oh, it's like, so yeah, realistic. We was talking about being realistic. That's it. So it is being realistic. So I'm going to have to side. Oh Lord, I'm gonna have to side with DT. I'm gonna have to side with DT. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing. I don't know why I'm finding this fun. I think I find it funny because it's the truth, and laughter is medicine for the soul, because I got to feel it. This part here, people are probably going to be like, yeah, he ain't lying. He'll be like, no, who? Realistic, no. But the artist, so because we are in these United States, right? We're in a capitalistic society. We are more divided than united, right? And we have to approach it from this angle. Like, how I'm going to promote this? How are you going to promote it? So realistically, you're right. It's not being realistic. I side with you on that, DT. It is not being realistic at all to think that you as an artist, and I think that's where the artist becomes frustrated. You're already in a box. And that's probably what needs to happen when you have an artist before you. Because the artist before you is thinking getting paid, making a lot of money, doing what we could talk about R&B divas, love to do. And that should just be it. But then, realistic. We have to talk about realistic things. But then realistically, baby, it doesn't matter if it is jazz. I could be a jazz artist, make a lot of money, and you still can rip me off. Do you understand what I'm saying? Really? Still a rip off. Still won't pay me. And we got the contracts. Oh gosh, this is becoming hilarious to me, simply because it is what it is. Who was that? A diva. Y'all know a diva, the house singer, a diva. Right? What did she say? Where my $1 million? You just showed up. I done did what I was supposed to do, made all this money. Where my $1 million? Well, CeCe Peniston, it was different, right, for her. I think she said her accountants took hers. Now you got accountants taking your money. That's what she said. R&B divas. So it's not being realistic. It's not. You're right, DT. It's not being realistic. Really, I'm not joking. I'm really with you on that one. It's not being realistic. And I'm glad, like I said, I'm open to having these conversations and these dialogues simply because, you know, you can sometimes get caught up in your own thinking about it, right? And it's not that I'm narrow-minded, it's just that I'm a person who knows what I know. And you're a person who knows what you know, right? It's just what it is. So it's an executive mind frame. So let's be realistic then. Can we be realistic? No, let's be realistic. I'm sorry to you R&B divas out there. You know, I apologize. And what I mean by that, oh, you could be number one, have the number one R&B song. Okay, and isn't that difficult? Isn't that difficult? Oh God, see that's why I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. Isn't it? The politics that is involved in all of this. But you go down the rabbit hole. You have a number one R&B song. Oh, thank you. See, I told you this stuff is in my head. Whitney Houston. Mm-hmm. I've talked about it before. You Give Good Love. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you all how I just sometimes just want to hit something. Every time when Whitney Houston's career is being discussed and we're talking about You Give Good Love. Now, I have a theory. I'm going to share it with you. I have a theory. I've never said this before. I got a theory. And that theory is this. You Give Good Love. Why is this song not celebrated? Why is this song not celebrated? I mean, this song is not celebrated at all. You Give Good Love. No, it's not. Not in Whitney Houston's career. Mm-mm. No, people talk about it so bad. They say, oh, well, they released it, but it wasn't a hit. People say that, don't they? But they say they downplay. Oh, it was number 3 on the pop charts, number 1 on the R&B charts. Now, that song is a great song. I mean, now that's a hit. Like, come on. Number 1 on the R&B charts, number 3, I believe, on the pop charts. Let me make sure. This song's not a hit. People talk about the song so bad. Like, and what I mean by it, how people talk about the song so bad, they say like, they say that, well, it just wasn't a hit. What a hit song for her. Now the theory, well, from my understanding, I would say this part, from my understanding, Clive Davis marketed this song solely to black music, right? Black radio. He just wanted to break her into black radio with this song, get the black audience, you know, captivated by her, and then off to promoting her to pop charts, okay? Pop audiences. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Y'all never thought about this. It's just my theory. I'm not saying it's true. It's just my take on it now. And what's that? My take on it is this. The song. What do we know about the song? Come on, y'all, talk. What do we know about the song? The song was written by an R&B diva. It was. Yeah. Lala, an R&B diva. An R&B diva wrote Whitney Houston's first song, made the hit. An R&B diva, and you're going to slap this R&B diva in the face. Lala, the R&B songwriter, Lala. Look her up. You did that, or you doing that. An R&B diva was on Whitney Houston's first album, You Give Good Love, as well as the other song, what is it, Thinking About You? I'm thinking about you. Yeah, I'm thinking about you. Lala. Why do we, to this day, why is it that we do not celebrate Lala's career with Whitney Houston's You Give Good Love? We don't. We don't at all. Tell me the reason why. Don't tell me it's because, well, Lala hasn't wrote a lot of hits after that, and Lala haven't did this, that, and X, Y, and Z in her career. See, you see how people try to, is it gaslight? We're just having a discussion. I'm not stepping on any toes intentionally. We're just having this discussion. Forget that she didn't do it again like that. See, I would say that the song was produced by a soul man, Kashif. And maybe that's the reason why. But I'm not going to do that. So we're not being rich. So is it different? We have to now get to the point in all of this that we have to realize, and we have to start telling people and just be straight up, just like all the other artists in the music industry that they talk about. There's a lot of politics involved in that. It just is. Listen, we're not stepping on any toes, not calling out anybody's names. We can say, oh, it's just the nature of the business. It is what it is, so on and so forth. It's just blah, blah, blah. Like, we can say all of those things, and we can get a very good, clear understanding of all of that. We can. And I haven't even gotten to the good part probably of DT's comment. But realistically, we just need to get to an understanding is that R&B divas, you are in these United States. We are more divided than we are united. And if you're not going to play the game, it doesn't matter how good you are. Your music is not going to get heard. You're not going to win these awards. You're not going to do X, Y, Z. It's just not going to happen for you like that. Now, changing that from an R&B diva's experience to a soul man experience, and it just came in the top of my head, so I'm going to just mention it briefly. Gerald Levert, what was it? He's still chasing that pop hit his entire career. He was still trying to get to another Casanova. And then towards, the latter part of his career, the executive cut his budget in half and say, listen here, what was it? It went from $1 million to $500,000 album budget. Like, why'd your budget? Hey, they cut my budget. Like, this is what it is. So when he's calling in the session singers and musicians to perform, man, I normally get paid this much. I know, but they cut my budget. I'm like, oh, yeah. It's just what it is. So you're right. We're not being realistic. We're not being realistic at all. And what is the realistic thing that we're not dealing with? We're not dealing with that The politics of the business. And I've seen this time and time again. I've heard this story time and time again. I remember as a child, growing up, as you know, some of you who watch me a lot, you already know uh, about just being influenced by music. My mother, you know, she listened to R&B, but for the most part, she listened to what we would call Southern soul or the blues. That's what she did. When my grandmother was cleaning up, just cleaning up the house or things like that. My grandmother, I didn't know it at the time, but she was listening to Top 40. So it was nothing for me to hear someone like, I'm just going to throw out the name Christopher Cross. It was nothing for me to hear Stevie Nicks, to hear, do you understand what I'm saying? Like Duran Duran. Like it was nothing because my grandmother, I guess for whatever reason, like my grandmother would not, she was listening to those stations. I'll put it to you that way. And I liked that music. And every now and then I would hear on those stations some of the artists that I like. The politics of it all. The politics. So we're not being realistic. See, for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, the reason why I say it should be easy for a record company to promote an artist is because now I'm thinking about, you know, the legendary Michael Jackson story, right? You're not going to do what? Oh, well, we're not going to play his video. Like, what? No, we're not doing that. You're not playing whose video? Like Michael Jackson, like our artist? You're not going to play our artist music on your station? Mm-mm. But I tell you what we're going to do. Well, since you're not going to play his music, then we're not going to give you the other artists that we have on, you know, our company. We're not going to, we ain't going to do that. And we're going to take all of it. Oh, do you see what I'm saying? Like, oh, so that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, see, the going back and forth. Oh, that's just Michael Jackson. It's Michael Jackson. So if it could be done for Michael Jackson, you mean tell me it can't be done for artists, period? Should be easy to promote, but realistically, thank you, DT. Realistically, you are right. That is not what I'm not even going to call it the real world. That is not the nature of the business. It's just not the nature of the business. Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving, shall we? However, I think her voice got a little too gimmicky and acrobatic for a while. We're talking about Rochelle Ferrer here. I have to agree with him on this Rochelle Ferrer comment. It did. I'm wondering, like, okay, what is this? What is going on? Like, why are you doing this all the time? Like, all the time. Is it inspiring? Yes. I'm still inspired by it. Yes, I am. Like when I hear her sing, you know, to me, she's having fun. She's playing around with it. You know, you have to appreciate it. You know, she's not singing straightforward. For me, you know, I was getting a music lesson. I was like, oh, I see what you're doing, Rochelle. I appreciate that. Right? Too gimmicky? I don't know. But I see where he's going with that. I don't know. Let's keep it moving. By the time she stopped singing a few years ago, her performances got a little weird. Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. That's the only word I could come up with. She completely ignored the melody and choruses of her songs. She only ad-libbed in for entire songs. You started not even recognizing her songs because she was so off the melody. She started to become a little incoherent in how she was communicating to the audience between songs. Large gaps of silence between songs, seemingly unrehearsed, and her band was unable to follow her at times. Her band would just stop and she would sing a cappella, for large chunks of time until she got back on track. That was my experience my last 2 times seeing her live. And personally, it looked to me that she was having a bit of a breakdown, and then I haven't seen her since. Okay, anyway, I digress. This is where we're going. Back in the early 90s, in my opinion, her music was only going to get played on the smooth, straight-ahead R&B stations, but not on the R&B emerging hip-hop, new jack swing stations. See, that's where we're going to, that's what we're discussing now. So no need to go back and forth, and that is because, is it hard? We're not being realistic. And so I have to agree with DT that we're not being realistic if we're talking about radio format. We don't play that music over here. Oh, why not? We play this music. We play this. We play that. Not that. Her? No. Oh, her? Yeah, but she's not Janet Jackson. Let's just be honest, right? We already have a Janet Jackson. We already played Janet Jackson over here. Why are we gonna play this artist? Like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Like we've met our quota. Right? We met our quota. Mm-mm. You know, we are not gonna fill our radio stations up with all these R&B divas. We're just not gonna do it. They're already over there. Oh, but what we can do, and what we're willing to do, is we're willing to get one that doesn't look like her, but sounds like her. Oh, we can do that. Mm-hmm. That's how we'll fix that one. Okay, that's what it is. So radio DJs would not be playing her alongside Mint Condition or Tony. Why not? Why not play her music beside Mint Condition and Tony? Why not? We're not being realistic. We're not being realistic because of the radio format. That's, I think, what DT is saying. Really, I think that's what he's saying. He, right? Yeah, he is not saying, I think so. Definitely an executive mind frame. That's for sure. Definitely an executive mind frame. But I get it, though. I get it. The smooth, okay. She would be more so played with old school R&B, okay, or Will Downing, Phyllis, maybe Anita. Rochelle was really smooth R&B, bordering adult contemporary, bordering jazz. Yes. Those smooth R&B markets were not selling well in the 90s, not even in the early 90s, no matter how good it was promoted. music in general was probably not selling well. When is music selling well? That's what I want to know. I have heard that a lot. Music not selling well. I'm just saying, like, what is the See, then we have to ask the question, what are the sales expectations? And when you meet the sales expectations, what do you do then? Let's go back to Patti LaBelle. Y'all remember this? Like, I don't know if y'all remember this. It's funny, but y'all remember this. Patti LaBelle. Oh, what year was it? It's definitely in the 2000s. It's definitely. Oh Lord, I think this is about to fall. Oh gosh. Thank you. I needed this discussion today. I don't know why. It's a little serious, but at the same time, I'm chilling and relaxing. So I don't want, but let's hold on. Y'all know I'm about to get sidetracked. I don't want this to fall. Okay, I think I might be good. Patti LaBelle. Y'all remember that? Let me find a year. I'm gonna find a year. What year was it? Patti LaBelle. I just want to find the year. Somewhere after 2004. Somewhere after 2004. I think it was 2004, 2005. She was on Def Jam, right? Or Def Jam bought out MCA or something like that. But anyway, Def Jam. Y'all remember? What's his name? What's his name? L.A. Reid. Yeah. I think L.A. Reid was the president over there at one point in time. Like, he was running Def Jam Records, right, for a period of time. You guys remember that Patti LaBelle and L.A. Reid had this back and forth about this very topic? It's not funny, but I have to laugh. I really do have to laugh. Just to bring some joy, a smidge of joy into this, because wasn't it L.A. Reid and Patti LaBelle going back and forth for promoting her album? Was it Classic something? Classic Moments? Didn't Patti LaBelle do a live show or something like that? I'm talking about a television show. And she had maybe other R&B divas, or just like say divas show up on the show. And supposedly, and it's all alleged because I don't know, all the facts. I just know what was in the media at that time. And so L.A. Reid was basically saying, listen here, I am not promoting this because from a numbers standpoint, Patti LaBelle. See, this is what I'm talking about. Why do I want to put money behind an artist that I know is going to, who have traditionally sold gold? Like, your album just pretty much go gold. Like, why do I want to put all the money behind that when I know what the numbers have said? And the numbers say you at best you're going to do gold. From a number standpoint, it doesn't make any sense to me why I would put all that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Patti LaBelle supposedly had, dished out some money of her own to promote it. And I'm not quite sure about this. I think maybe he dropped her from the label at one point in time and maybe picked her back up. Like, there was some stuff going on between those two as it relates to promoting their album and that show. Do you get my drill? Hang if you can hang. No pain, no gain. So why didn't Patti LaBelle cross over with If You Ask Me To? Oh, I know, it was timing. It was timing. It was just time for that song to be released and recorded by Celine Dion. See? Y'all making me tired. But I love this conversation. But I just stop. And here's the sad part about it. I know me. I get messier like this. Here's see, I'm like Wendy Williams. I promise you I'm like Wendy Williams. And I saved that conversation off. I'm like Wendy Williams. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate all that you've done. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But I'm like, oh gosh. But anyway. So again, let's go back to what he said. But I'm making light of this, but as I am really thinking about it, it's almost like I'm siding with DT because, I mean, it is what it is, right? Yeah. If you put yourself in that executive mind frame, put the executive suit on. Listen. Oh, then get this. Let me tell you. See, then we have Whitney Houston, right? Hold on. Right? We're talking about R&B divas. Whitney Houston, right? Whitney Houston, she comes out and we slam her. Like, we're like, well, not me. I loved her. All her music from the very beginning. I remember I was there because in my household, we watched the award shows. Like, we lived for them. Soul Train Music Awards, we watched them. As a matter of fact, I remember one year, Whitney Houston was winning so many awards, my grandma was like, I am going to throw this shoe and bust the TV. Bust the screen out the television. Just like if she win another award. My grandma said she's going to throw the shoe at the television and bust the television. We all looked like and just laughing because, yeah, she was winning. But anywho, but then we do that. I mean, the mind games that people play. It's not fair. It's not fair. The R&B diva is supposed to be appreciated across the board. How dare you not support the R&B diva? Then Clive comes along, right? Gosh, it feels like I'm about to side with executives. I never really side with them. We're gonna side with. Clive, I'm on your side with this one. Oh, I'm on your side. Jennifer Holiday, I'm on your side. Angela Bofield, I'm on your side. Clive Davis. Oh, okay. But anyway, I'm on your side with this one, Clive. I don't blame you for disliking them either. I gave you what you wanted. Right? I gave you a pop princess. I gave you a pop diva. Right? Where is Clive? Clive was like, I've been looking for this. I tried to do Phyllis Hyman. She wouldn't let me. I tried my best to do it with Phyllis Hyman. Phyllis Hyman wouldn't let me do it. She was like, nope. I got tired. I can't take this anymore. So Clive was like, well, baby, I'm here to tell you, in 1983, you can go. Whitney Houston shows up. You can go. I guess I'm trying over here with Whitney. Like I didn't try. And allegedly, Clive Davis was not happy that his pop diva in the making. What happened? She was a new artist. She didn't get some award or she didn't get promoted in one of those categories because she had a song out previously before her album. I think it was with Jermaine Jackson. So they was like, well, technically you're not a new artist, so we can't do the new artist. I think that's the one. So Clive, I'm on your side with this one. You don't need me lying. Well, I'm on the side. He gave us a pop diva, an R&B diva. He did, and look what y'all did to her. She ain't. What is she? She ain't black enough. What did you say? She's not black enough. She don't sing black music. Like what? Like y'all confusing me. See, all side. That's why I told you I can't go down this because all of y'all confusing. All of it is just a bunch of foolishness to me. We want a pop diva. I mean, no, we want R&B divas to be celebrated across the board. And then when it happens, we snatch them back down. Like but that's what she's on the pop charts, y'all. She's on the R&B charts. Yeah, but that's not really black music. Well, what is black music? Whitney Houston, maybe did you hear this woman sing? Did you hear? Did you hear her sing? No, seriously, did you just witness what she just did there? Snatched the R&B diva, y'all tore it down. Sad. I mean, all the things she did. Child. I don't know what I'm gonna name this video. It's gonna come to me in a minute. But you did that. Thank you, DT. Woo, thank you. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going down where you wanted me to go down. I don't know. I don't know, DT, but I'm here to tell you, that's why I try not to do this. But I'm here to tell you that I can only imagine Vesta Williams. Okay, I'm with you. I know what you're going to say because I'm about to bring this up and you're going to say, well, then, if you're talking about Whitney Houston's first song, right? Breakthrough song, You Give Good Love was written by an R&B diva, another R&B diva, Lala. Well, you got Vesta Williams. And Vesta Williams over here. Well, what is the name? Who wrote? Tina Clark. Thank you. I don't know why I was about to say Diane Warren, but Tina Clark co-wrote Congratulations with Vesta Williams, right? And as the story goes, Tina Clark, Vesta, says, I want to work with her. The record company is looking at her and Tina both like, yeah, right. Okay, that's what it was, right? Yeah, right. So Vesta allegedly like, well, I think I'm going to come down with a case of laryngitis. Because I want to work with her. So I'm going to come down with laryngitis. I'm not going to do this record. And so they was like, all right, we're just going to let you write. We're going to let y'all work together. Just hurry up so we can work on the album, right? And by the way, Tina Clark is Caucasian, right? Female. And there you have it. Congratulations. They write it. The song is released. The song is doing pretty decent, right? Like the top 5 on the R&B charts. It's going up the charts on the top 40. I mean, the pop charts, right? We're going to pull the plug on it. Huh? What you say again? We're going to pull the plug on it. I think we got our money's worth. See, for me, though, in my mind frame, I'm thinking that it has a whole lot of other things involved. And I think it just in my mind, for me, I'm thinking that the record companies did not want to be proven wrong. Like Like, we can't do this. We can't be proven wrong. Like, if we let this record continue to go and be promoted, that's my theory. I ain't saying this is true. It's for entertainment purposes only. We let this record shoot up the charts, then we're going to have to seriously crow. We don't want to do that. That's my theory. Mm-hmm. Let's keep it going. I really cannot blame lack of promotion in her case. She was phenomenal, and her self-titled album is a masterpiece, but the market and buying public was just not into her style of music. I tried to blame her record company, believe me, but I have some to evolve over the year on my position. I think if labels had $1 million into her promotion, she would still not have sold 1 million copies, maybe not even 500,000. Oops, see? There you go. L.A. Reid and Patti LaBelle. We put $1 million into this thing. We still ain't going to get 500,000 copies. Right? I have a question. And if you're with me this far, I appreciate it, but I have a question. Then how do you break an artist into the pop market? How you do it? I'm asking, seriously. What do you do? Because if we go from the Whitney Houston theory, it's kind of like leave the black market alone. Let's go straight to the pop market. That's where we're going. We're promoting it over here. We're promoting it. We're promoting it. We can't let it sound a particular way. Is it her voice that resonates so well with audiences? Is it her voice? Is it the voice? Notice what I'm saying, her voice. Her delivery. What is it? Mm-hmm. You and I have very similar music tastes. I can tell. In my older age, I am starting to realize and accept that what I like, even back then, was not always platinum-bound records from artists. Now that I'm looking back over that, I would have to agree with DT on that one. I honestly, like the music that I like. Let me just be honest. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I have to be honest. I'm really. From a person back in the day, I was definitely looking and reviewing chart performances on these songs. I was. I was the person, I promise you, I could tell you the chart position of the song, who wrote, produced the song background vocals, who played on the instruments, the record company. Like, I could tell you all of those things about that particular song because I enjoyed having album credits, right? You break out an album and there you go. There you are. You get the credits. And I would just sit sometimes and just read it as I'm listening to it and just read, the credits, because, that's just what I did, It was there, so I would play it and I would read it. And sometimes I have my collection in front of me and not even listen to the music. I'll just go, just read the credits. Where it was mastered, who mastered it, and all that stuff, right? Looking in the back of Jet magazine and all that stuff for chart position, watching the videos, not just BET, but MTV also had a music countdown. I was doing all of that. And I couldn't quite get it. I couldn't. I'll give you a prime example. Let's use, since I brought up Jennifer Holliday, let's talk about Jennifer Holliday. In 1991, she released I'm on Your Side. And I remember her releasing "I'm on Your Side." And I was like, okay, wow, that's a good song. You know, it's doing pretty well. You know, on let's just say R&B charts. Then she released the second single, "Love Stories." And I often wonder, because I like the song, and I know you're saying, oh, okay, it's just you. You just like the song. No, I'm just saying I like the song. I always wonder for an artist such as like Jennifer Holliday. And I'm only going to talk about artists who I've just now discussed, unless I think about somebody else. But here's a prime example. Jennifer Holliday. Her first song does well. She released her second song. It barely makes it into the R&B top 30. Okay, I'm like, what is that all about? How is it that this song could not do well for her? Then I think about someone like Deatra Hicks. Sweet Talk, performs very well. You Make Me Want to Give It Up does not perform so well, not even on the black charts. How did that happen? What is going on with that? Oh, but Sheena Easton, The Lover in Me, the first single right out the bat. The Lover in Me does well. The album goes gold. But she does not have any major hits on that album after, the single "The Lover in Me." And the album is good, though. Sheena Easton's "The Lover in Me" album is like it's good. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, well, how did that happen? Mickey Howard. What is her 1989 album title is? Oh gosh. You have one called Love Confessions, right? Oh. What is it? Until You Come Back to Me, Ain't Nothing in the World, Love on the New Management album. 1989. I can't think of it. I drew a blank. Wow. And I used to know the title of that album in the top of my head. What happened? Okay, memory don't fail me now. I guess it's self-titled. It's a self-titled album. Okay, go figure. And that's probably why I can't remember. It's self-titled. So a self-titled album. Her self-titled album. Ain't Nothing in the World, if I'm not mistaken, goes to number 1. Love Under New Management, is that number 2? And Until You Come Back to Me, is that number 3? Is that how it works? Oh, I'm good. Ain't Nothing in the World is number 1. Love Under New Management is number 2. Until You Come Back to Me is number 3. Now, the record could be gold by now. I don't know. But I remember years ago, Mickey Howard says she does not have a gold album. You have 3 songs, R&B top 5, or let's say top 10, right? Because it has to go to number 1. Is that how it works? It goes to number 1 for it to be top 5. But if it doesn't go to number 1, it's top 10. Is that how it works? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, let's just say she has 3 a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3 song. Now the record could be gold by now, but back Mickey House said I didn't have a gold record. How could that album not be gold? Not Sheena Easton, but what's her name? Selena Johnson. Selena Johnson has said her record company pretty much was like, we are not. Everywhere I went when she released Chapter 2, her Chapter 2 album, everywhere I went, I would hear that song, Tonight I'm Gonna Let Go. Selena Johnson said her record company at the time would not master more than 225,000 or 250,000 copies. They just wouldn't do it. I'm just saying. I mean, hey, it's what it is. So, I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I don't know where to go. Okay. I can't blame all of that on a record company not pushing the artists. I have come to accept that the music I really loved back then and the voices I thought were amazing were just not palatable or lovable to the man. DT. Come on, DT. I'm going to skip that one. I ain't even going to touch that one. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch that one. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. Rochelle Farrell for me was like the legacy of her generation. She was not visual. She didn't have other things about her that drew folks besides her voice. Jody Watley can't sing good to me. She sold 10 million records that Rochelle Farrell and others sold. Excuse me, no, I thought he was trying to say 10 million. She sold 10 times the records that Rochelle Farrell and others sold because of a great visual look and her upbeat persona. Okay, so then we're not selling music. We're selling an image. So it's not music. R&B divas. Phyllis Hyman. Seriously. You guys are not in the music industry. You're in the image industry. You're selling an image, not your music. That's why your careers have been frustrated. It's an image. That's being realistic. But we're not going to blame DT. We're not. And I keep saying, because he asked me to make a comment, I'm definitely not bashing anybody. I told you I'm not bashing anybody because I know that there's more to this rabbit hole. You're not. You're not. You're not selling music. And I have to agree. I agree now. It's ooh, I don't believe I'm going to say this. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Ooh. Should I say that? Maybe I should. Because it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Then I have something to tell you. And what do I have? What do I have to say? Then if you want to sing, then maybe you shouldn't be in the music industry. Wherever you've been singing, that's where you need to sing. If you really and truly have a desire and a passion to sing, then you should be singing in your church, in your homes, riding up and down in your car. Seriously, if R&B divas, don't come to the business, into the business, thinking that you are selling music. You're selling an image. That's why Phyllis Hyman is frustrated. I can sing. I can do all of these things. Well, baby, we ain't selling an image. I mean, we're not selling music. We're selling an image. We need you to look the part and play the part. We need you to be you, an R&B diva. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm here to tell you. Janet Jackson is not respected. Janet Jackson is not a respected singer. She is a heavily produced person who sings and dances her butt off to compensate for the limited her limited singing. Yeah, okay. She, like Lettucey, Rochelle Farrell is none of those things. She was not Pebbles or Vanessa Williams either, or whomever you could define as beautiful or sexy. Yeah, she's not strikingly gorgeous, nor was she even trying to be that way, artificially. All she had to promote herself was her voice. And unfortunately, during the early 90s, that was not even for her and ton of other artists. Now, I want you guys to understand this, okay? I really do. I want you to, we're not beating DT up, okay? Do you see what I'm saying? Because when I'm looking at this, it's pretty much like it is what it is. You know, and that's why I don't like going down this rabbit hole, because I'm trying to be nice about it. But I can't disagree. That's what I'm saying. I can't agree and I can't disagree. Just can't do it. Think about Pebbles when she first came out. I got that album over here too. I got that CD over here too. But think about when Pebbles first came out. I mean, let's just be honest. Can we be honest? Like DT said. Seriously, let's just be honest. Pebbles is not a bad singer. But she's not Patti LaBelle either. Right? But the song was so smoking. Like the song, it was just a combination of a lot of things. Girlfriend. The title alone. The title. Girlfriend resonates with men. Why? Because it's girlfriend. We're talking about girlfriend. So men can be even just drawn to the title. Women, girlfriend, I'm a girlfriend, right? Then when you hear the music come on, right? When you see her, dang, she looks good. So now you're not even thinking about other things. And I don't think, just for me, I don't think that that's what they were doing with Pebbles, but you never know what see, it goes back to how we introduce you. How we present you in the marketplace. And even Pebbles was at a point in time, if I'm not mistaken, was like, was tired of being the yes girl. You know, like, yeah, sure, you know. Eventually you'll want to take control of your own career and your own image and all of that stuff. So you have a good title, great song, sounds great. you're not really thinking about if an artist can sing or not. And in the back of your mind, you're probably just saying to yourself, like, okay, well, the voice is all right, but okay. That's for her, for Jordan Watley, for Madonna, for all of them. Like, and see, now there you go. That's why I don't do it, for this reason alone. Because you're talking about real people. People who probably saying to themselves, I think I can, right? Pebbles is a songwriter, right? You think I want to tell Pippi, excuse me, Pebbles, she's not talented? You lying to me? Like, I think she's talented. Do you see why I don't like to go down that rabbit hole? Like, how dare I say that about Pebbles? I wouldn't. Jody Watley sounds great to me. I like her tone. And she has some very good songs. She was packaged well. Those songs were hits. Like you see, we could talk about marketing and all of that. We can. But at the end of the day, you could play a song. Thank you. You could probably play a song enough, and eventually people start liking it. That's one thing versus playing a song that's just absolutely is great and everybody just actually, it's well received by the public. Pebbles and Jody Watley just so happen to be those singers. Let's keep going down. I love to get your response to this on video. Because I know it's a lot, and I know you have an intelligent response. I would love to hear your feedback and thoughts. Am I too harsh? No, you're not too harsh. Am I being overly brutal about what the music industry was like back when Rochelle Farrell came out? Tell me the pathway you believe could have been led to Rochelle Farrell to have gone double platinum. No, here's the thing. I don't think that he is being too harsh. And I keep saying he, so but anywho, I don't think you're being harsh. I think you're being realistic from the perspective you have. And you have the mind frame to me of an executive. Like, you come off as an executive mind frame. There's just no way around it. And brutally honest, that's why it's important for you to know who you are, whose you are, and whom you serve. Oh gosh. I'm just going to grab this real quick. I don't even know who I have. I could have some males. I could have some females. Because I'm speaking to my R&B divas. R&B diva. I mean, really. Avery Sunshine, baby. You just need to know who you are, whose you are, whom you serve. Aretha Franklin. You just need to know who you are, whose you are, and whom you serve. Toni Braxton. You need to know who you are, whose you are, and whom you serve. Mary J. Blige, you just need to know who you are, whose you are, whom you serve. Jade, you just need to know who you are, whose you are, whom you serve. Janet Jackson, you just need to know who you are, whose you are, whom you serve. Climax, you just need to know who you are, whose you are, whom you serve. You just do. Paula Abdul, you just need to know who you are, whose you are, whom you serve. Vesta, you just need to know who you are, whose you are, and whom you serve. The Ladies of Lace, you just need to know who you are, whose you are, and whom you serve. In Vogue, ladies, you just need to know who you are, whose you are, and whom you serve. Pebbles, you just need to know who you are, whose you are, and whom you serve. Stephanie Mills, you just need to know who you are, whose you are, and whom you serve. I just grabbed some real quick. Do you understand what I'm saying? A'ngela Winbush, you just need to know who you are, whose you are, and whom you serve. Phyllis Hyman, know who you are, whose you are, and whom you serve. Just know that. Whitney Houston, know whose you are, whom you are, and whom you serve. You just need to. Because, well, R&B Divas, you're entering into a business where you would have these mind frames. It takes you to have a certain mind frame to know that you're beautiful. And that when you go into this business, you're going into the marketplace where we're selling you. You are the product, not the music. I don't think you're being harsh. Oh gosh. I don't know. Like, if I get a good sense of this comment, sometimes I'm not wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not missing it at all, DT. But what I get from the comment, this particular comment, is that to me, I think you're possibly a male. I don't, this, oh my gosh. Who is, you're not brutally honest. No, you're not that. I think you are saying it for what it is from the machine standpoint, the business, the music business standpoint, the record company standpoint, is what I'm gathering. Older, how old? I don't know. I'm going to keep my theories to myself. I don't want to be too far off. Yeah. It's like, I don't, see, here's the thing. I don't disagree. I don't agree. I think your points are valid. I think you're coming from an approach where you are definitely familiar with the marketplace, right? And having knowledge of it myself and have to see how it has transitioned over time. You are absolutely right. There are so many stations. There are so many, formats. There's so many slots. There are so many this, that, and the other. And when we crunch the numbers, this is what it looks like it's going to do. And because we've done the numbers on this, this is how much we're willing to put into it. Because we're promoting music here in these United States. The united is divided. You see? And I am more coming from an artist standpoint, right? Because I enjoy my R&B divas and music in general. See, I'm the one who comes from the perspective of, oh, I just love it. I enjoy it. I want to let everybody know about this wonderful artist, this wonderful song. So me, I would probably be a part of the promotion team then probably. I would probably be the one that would sit down and go to the radio station and be like, I sell them, the song. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute, what you talking about? Man, that song is good. This person is this and another, blah, blah, blah. See, I sell it. It would be my job to promote it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I will promote it. Wow. I just never, it just crossed my mind. I just came across my mind. That would be, it would probably be tough, but I should have just, instead of, I don't tell y'all all my business and all the things that I can do. I keep it to myself. I really do. It's just what it is. You don't let everybody know everything about you. You know what I'm saying? No, I was just saying, like, wouldn't it would just be awesome to have been in that place where you're working for the record company from a promotional standpoint. It's never crossed my mind. I always saw myself being a part of the music industry in a different way. I just put it to you that way. Okay. Yeah, I put it to you that way. Some of you guys probably can actually understand by making that statement what I meant by that, without telling you everything I can do. Okay. I was like, instead of doing that, I should have been trying to say, hey, I can promote this diva or this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, after hearing the music, I'd be like, hey, so, this artist is great, blah, blah, blah. Wow, that would have been so terrific. What I'm doing that now, am I? I'm on to something. I don't know what I'm on to. I'm on to something. But anywho, so no, DT, I thank you for saying that. I think what you have done is probably what the other person was probably trying to do too, when I was thinking about Surge when I was a part of the time capsules. He was like, and blah, blah, blah this and blah, blah, blah that. And we would go back and forth. Oh gosh, anyway. That was fantastic to do. But no, you are, once again, you are the executive, and all is well. All is well. And it's just, you're honest from the number standpoint, so on and so forth. And, but here's what I would say. Here's what I would say in all fairness. I go back to Patti LaBelle and Celine Dion. How is it that Patti LaBelle, and I end on this note, how is it that Patti LaBelle would sing If You Ask Me To, and it just goes. And Celine Dion sings it and it goes. I think you know where I'm going. This was a wonderful discussion. It really was. It was a wonderful discussion by myself, but off of TT's comment. That's why I love interacting with people about things like this. I really and truly do love interacting with people about things like this. Yeah, it's always it's wonderful. It's a pleasure to do it. I think that I'm going to probably talk more about this. I just, you can step on a lot of toes doing this. I'm here to tell you, you can really step on a lot of toes. A lot of people's feelings can get hurt. But I promise you, it's all in love. It really and truly is. It's all in love. I just want to personally say to everyone, You know, you have to be responsible. You know, I mean, seriously, you know, in how you interact with people. You just do. I just put it that way. You know, you can hinder, you can hurt. You know what I'm saying? You can uplift. You know, you can heal. You know, yeah. How do you show up in a person's life? Ask yourself that question. Oh gosh. Oh. Ooh, hallelujah. How do you show up in a person's life? How do you show up? Have you ever thought about that? I know it's for me too, because I've never thought about it. I don't think about it. How do you show up in a person's life? See, on that note, we're ending it. How do you show up in a person's life? How do you show up? You know, can you honestly say if you've helped or if you've hindered? Can you say that? And speaking, see, he good. That's why I told you I serve a good God. I serve a good God. I don't care about you can't. See, we go back to an R&B diva, Joyce Venerella Irby. It's great to end on this book because she definitely talks about that in her book. About it could be so frustrating reading this book because she talks about all of the people in her life she could have hindered. And she was like, okay, I'm going to move out the way. I mean, it's what it is. You know, I'd rather for this person to have success than for me to hinder that individual. And she talks about that. And in that response, she, in taking that stance, rather, she found herself more out of it, of the enjoying the success of her labor than being a part of it. And what I say in that case is that when you know you have the goods, when you know you have the goods, I always say, now, I used to say it when it comes to your gifts and your talents and all of that stuff, that you want to share them with people. And now, for me, it's more about enjoying them myself, right? Like the things that I have, the things that are within me, you know, when you give them out to so many people and you don't get a return. For me, what I've decided to do, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm withholding. Like, I'm pouring into me now because I know I can do this because I've done it for others. And I have not been appreciated by others. Do you understand what I'm saying? Which for me, I came to the realization, it's for you. The gift is for you. It's your gifts. These are your things. Now, you work with them. And your cup runs over, and if it just so happen to pour out on others as you are in the sea, how you show up in a person's life, you know, if your cup running over, you know what? People are automatically just going to receive it because they are around you, right? It's kind of like when, you know, you reach out and touch the hem of the garment and you get healed, right? Yeah. So, I'm here to tell you, 2 hours of a wonderful, great conversation. And thank you guys so much. I believe over here in putting your behind where your heart desires to be. I do. If you stayed these 2 hours with me, I'm convinced I can ask you to hang out with me right over here as we talk about R&B divas over here. Whew. I appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate you leaving a comment. I really do. Tell me what you think. I'm pretty sure you guys have some things out there that you want to share as it relates to this topic. And also remember, whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says to me, baby, remember, I love you, but God loves you best. And on that note, I look forward to seeing you guys next video. And until then, take care of yourselves.